The massive dragon descended, intent on crushing him beneath the combined might of 12 Tier 3 geniuses. Yet, Su Hong stood resolutely in his spot, conjuring a protective armor crafted entirely from his own energy, unyielding and fearless in the face of their most formidable assault. With a decisive step forward, Su Hong summoned his strength and cleaved the giant beast in two. As the dragon dissipated into thin air, he turned to his opponents, his demeanor calm, and asked if that was truly all they had. Tan Gu-yun stood frozen in disbelief, struggling to comprehend how someone could so effortlessly counter such a formidable strike. Ao Hai was equally taken aback by this display, finally grasping why the school had chosen to award Su Hong the prestigious #1 villa. Even Guanhuan felt the tension rise, her confusion palpable as she struggled to comprehend how an early-stage Tier 3 warrior could wield such extraordinary power. With a sigh, Su Hong slowly approached them, calmly informing the crowd that he had memorized the faces of everyone who had just attempted to attack him. He warned them that he would beat them without mercy if they ever crossed his path again, leaving the frightened geniuses completely frozen in place. Under the weight of his icy glare, the younger Gu sister frantically waved her hands and quickly clarified that neither she nor her sister had participated in the attack. Su Hong smiled gently at them, easing their fears and assured them that his warning did not extend to them. Despite his frustration over Su Hong stealing the spotlight, Ao Hai reassured himself that his unique physical prowess would give him the advantage in a close fight. Meanwhile, Tan Gu-yun shared his annoyance at Su Hong's newfound fame within the school, yet he remained confident that his formidable spiritual energy made him the superior warrior. From the sidelines, Xiao Nan and Wang Tiantuo could only sigh in awe at their friend's incredible strength. Though they were beginning to grow accustomed to his astonishing feats, it never ceased to impress them. Meanwhile, Lin Xinghe took the opportunity to regale the nearby students with tales of Su Hong's past achievements, leaving everyone in awe of the remarkable talent emerging from Jingnan. Principal Li observed Su Hong with a proud smile, genuinely appreciating the young man's confidence and arrogance. He then declared the end of the welcome ceremony, awarding 50 school points to all the students who had withstood his intense scrutiny. To reassure the others, he explained that they could still earn plenty of points by participating in the virtual arena and taking on outside missions. He also promised that anyone who excelled in the upcoming tests and competitions would receive a substantial amount of resources to aid their growth. Following that, the principal revealed that the school had established only a limited number of luxury villas, townhouses, and private rooms equipped with free training pods. Wang Tiantuo and Xiaonan couldn't contain their excitement, realizing that securing a private room with a pod would save them a significant amount of points in rent each month. With a mischievous grin, Principal Li announced that they were free to challenge others for better accommodations if they were dissatisfied with their current housing. To heighten the excitement, he declared that if any group of ordinary students managed to defeat one of the top geniuses, every member of that group would earn a private room. The crowd of regular students buzzed with enthusiasm, eager to harness their strength in numbers to take on the elite fighters. At last, the principal officially declared the battle for the dorms, urging everyone to showcase their abilities. Inspired by the enticing reward, a massive surge of ordinary students charged forward to confront the elite fighters. Tang Guiyun, overwhelmed by the unfolding chaos, began to panic, lamenting the harsh rules as they faced the imminent threat of being completely overwhelmed by the crowd. As the crowd surged toward them, Ao Hai proposed that the elite students band together for a while to withstand the onslaught. The Gore sisters quickly agreed, positioning themselves beside him. Meanwhile, Guanhuan turned to Su Hong, inquiring about his strategy. With a confident smile, Su Hong cracked his knuckles, dismissing the idea of joining forces with anyone else. He charged straight into the heart of the battle, exhilarated by the prospect of earning a wealth of system points. But before he could land a single blow, Lin Xinghe's voice rang out, urging the crowd to flee from him. This left Su Hong, brimming with enthusiasm, utterly bewildered. He called out to the students, challenging them to face him, but instead they scattered in fear, warning one another to steer clear of such a terrifying monster. Even Shen Tianyin fled in sheer terror, shouting at Su Hong to keep his distance. Alone in the midst of the chaotic battle, Su Hong grumbled to himself, lamenting that no one dared to engage him. As he faced off against multiple opponents, a frustrated Ao Hai questioned why they weren't targeting Su Hong. The students quickly retorted, insisting that only a fool would challenge someone capable of taking down a Tier 4 beast single-handedly. Amidst the throng of spectators, Gulel felt a wave of panic wash over her as some opponents approached with a tempting proposition. If she pretended to lose, they would secure private rooms for everyone. The allure of their offer tugged at her, but before she could consider it further, Guanhuan's furious voice cut through the noise. "Don't you dare be weak. If you give up, I'll stop being your sister." The nearby students spun around in sheer terror as Su Hong charged toward them, demanding a worthy opponent to fight. Panic surged through the crowd, and they scattered in all directions. Su Hong came to a halt right in front of the two sisters, leaving Gulei astonished that he had chosen to help them. The fleeing students glanced back, their faces a mix of confusion and fear, trying to decipher the intentions of this formidable figure. As Chen Miao, a green-haired student, spotted him, he joyfully shouted out his villain number, expressing gratitude to Su Hong for coming to their rescue. However, instead of accepting the thanks, Su Hong retracted his fist, readying himself for a strike. He clarified the misunderstanding, stating that since the regular students wouldn't stand up to him, he had chosen to take on the elite geniuses instead. Startled by the sudden assault, Chen Miao swiftly conjured a robust shield of water, barely managing to deflect the powerful punch aimed at him. Meanwhile, Su Hong began to channel lightning energy to amplify his attack, sending a wave of fear through Chen Miao as he realized his opponent wielded more than one element. A massive surge of electricity erupted in the area, shattering the defenses. Chen Miao quickly realized that his water shield was utterly ineffective against lightning. Before he could regain his footing, Su Hong materialized right behind him, charging a devastating lightning strike in his hand, poised to end the battle. Chen Miao was taken aback when Su Hong attacked him from behind with a powerful palm strike. Reacting swiftly, he raised a water wall just in time to block the blow. Su Hong, astonished by the speed at which Chen Miao had activated his skill, couldn't help but wonder if he possessed a unique physique that allowed him to unleash martial arts with such rapidity. The clash of lightning and water erupted across the battlefield, and Chen Miao seized the opportunity to retreat into the smoke. He reminded himself that Su Hong was still merely an early-stage Tier 3 martial artist. No matter how gifted, there had to be a limit to his strength. Yet, just as he attempted to create distance, green vines erupted from the ground, ensnaring his legs. Chen Miao couldn't believe his eyes. A wood attribute control skill. First lightning, and now this? It dawned on him that Su Hong must be a dual attribute martial artist. With a fierce roar, he summoned every ounce of strength within him, and finally broke free. But before he could even catch his breath, Su Hong was already behind him, moving with such speed that Chen Miao barely registered the shift. He gathered water chi in his hands and unleashed a powerful water cannon, sending a massive torrent rushing towards Su Hong. Yet Su Hong remained completely calm. Golden lightning crackled around him as he charged into the oncoming attack, slicing through the water with incredible force. The shockwave from their clash sent Chen Miao staggering backward, struggling to maintain his balance as Su Hong pressed forward relentlessly. Chen Miao was in disbelief. With a water spirit body and a perfect 100% water affinity, his water martial arts surpassed those of other fighters at his level. Yet, Su Hong, merely an early-stage Tier 3 martial artist, had effortlessly shattered his attack with a single punch. Recognizing the futility of continuing, Chen Miao conceded that Su Hong was a true monster. With a heavy heart, he declared his surrender and turned to flee. As Chen Miao attempted to flee, Su Hong summoned a towering wall of water to block his escape. Before he could fully grasp the situation, Su Hong materialized behind him and unleashed the very same water cannon technique back at him. Chen Miao was sent hurtling through the air, utterly stunned, and shouted in disbelief, demanding to know how Su Hong had mastered those two water techniques. Su Hong simply smiled and claimed that Chen Miao had taught him everything. Chen Miao was left speechless. He had never instructed Su Hong in anything. But as Su Hong's thunderous punch hurtled toward him, Chen Miao finally grasped the truth. Su Hong had mastered both techniques just by observing him in battle. With a smirk, Su Hong thanked Chen Miao for the free lessons, then enveloped his fist in golden lightning and slammed it into the ground, sending shockwaves through the arena. The impact created a colossal crater on the battlefield, leaving spectators in stunned silence. From a distance, Principal Li struggled to comprehend that Su Hong had mastered two A-rank martial arts in less than a minute, merely by observing Chen Miao. This revelation proved that Su Hong's talents surpassed anything documented in his academy file. With a sense of urgency, he recorded the fight and sent it to a colleague, convinced that his unique cultivation technique was best suited for a talent as extraordinary as Su Hong's. The response arrived, praising Su Hong's impressive talent, but it ultimately hinged on whether he could truly master the techniques. When Principal Lee inquired if the man intended to return before the freshman tournament, the man replied that he was currently too busy. Annoyed yet lighthearted, Principal Lee jokingly warned him that if he didn't return in time, he would claim Su Hong as his own disciple instead. The man immediately refused, declaring it a waste for someone as talented as Chen Miao to study under Principal Lee. Upon hearing this, Principal Lee seethed with anger, muttering to himself that the man had become far too arrogant. He vowed to teach him a lesson the next time they crossed paths. Meanwhile, Chen Miao lay defeated in the crater, coughing up blood as he gazed at Su Hong in disbelief, finally admitting that he was a complete monster. Su Hong disregarded him, focusing instead on his reward. A satisfied smile spread across his face as he noted the 149 martial Tao points he had just earned for defeating a high-stage Tier 3 martial artist. This was clear evidence that opponents of this caliber were indeed valuable, and there were still plenty more nearby. Meanwhile, Ao Hai stood frozen, surrounded by a cluster of Tier 2 students. He could hardly comprehend that Chen Miao, a high-stage Tier 3 martial artist, had been so easily defeated, unable to escape at all. Just then, Su Hong spotted Ao Hai and called out to him, inviting him to spar. The moment Ao Hai realized Su Hong was approaching, a wave of panic washed over him. The Tier 2 students quickly scattered, grumbling about how Su Hong, despite already residing in Number Nu, Ozawan Villa, never seemed to tire of challenging everyone. As the others fled, Ao Hai, desperate for backup, shouted for Tang Guiyun to team up with him, hoping that together they could stand a chance against Su Hong. Tang Guiyun cast a disapproving glance at Su Hong, frowning as he pointed out the embarrassment of two high-stage Tier 3 martial artists ganging up on a single early-stage opponent. But Su Hong merely smirked, calling him shorty, and taunting him not to run off like the others. Infuriated yet amused, Tang Guiyun's expression twisted into a devilish grin as he reluctantly agreed to team up after all. Ao Hai nodded in agreement, and the two surged towards Su Hong with unwavering determination. Tang Guiyun urged him to employ their tried-and-true tactic, and Ao Hai readily complied. This exchange sparked a flicker of curiosity in Su Hong. Had these two fought together before? As they launched their simultaneous assault from opposite directions, they aimed to catch him off guard. However, Su Hong remained unfazed, effortlessly evading both attacks and leaving the pair to narrowly avoid colliding with one another instead. Tang Guiyun activated his A-rank martial art, Thunder War, as blue lightning crackled around his fist, propelling a powerful punch forward. Simultaneously, Su Hong unleashed Palm Thunder, golden lightning swirling into his palm before he struck downward with immense force. Just as their lightning-infused attacks were on the verge of colliding, a spirit rope suddenly ensnared one of Su Hong's legs, pulling him off balance. Startled, he quickly recognized that a spirit mind master was also involved. Ao Hai leaped forward, swinging two golden spirit blades at him, taunting that he had discovered the truth too late. From the opposite side, Tang Guiyun joined the fray, declaring that understanding both oneself and one's enemy was the key to victory in any battle. But just as their attacks were about to connect, a surge of blue spiritual energy erupted from Su Hong's body as he unleashed his own spirit energy in response. His figure snapped backward, leaving behind several afterimages that deftly evaded both Ao Hai's and Tang Guiyun's attacks. Ao Hai stared in disbelief, realizing that Su Hong was also a spirit mind master. Su Hong glanced at them and asked, "Who was it that said, 'Know yourself and know your enemy'?" Without waiting for a response, he charged at them with astonishing speed. The two charged back at him with equal speed, Tang Guiyun swinging his lightning-infused fist while Ao Hai struck with his golden spirit blade. Their attacks met in a thunderous explosion that reverberated across the battlefield. Observing from a distance, the Gu sisters watched the clash with keen interest. Gu Lele turned to her older sister Guanhuan and asked who she thought would emerge victorious. Guanhuan answered without hesitation, "Su Hong." The moment she spoke, our hero surged forward with explosive speed, his eyes ablaze with determination. He delivered a single powerful punch that sent both Tang Guiyun and Ao Hai soaring through the air before they crashed down to the ground with a resounding thud. Ao Hai expended his spiritual energy to slow their descent, while Tang Guiyun merely glanced at the small cut on his hand. He acknowledged their combined attack was indeed impressive enough to draw blood. Yet that single drop of blood shattered Tang Guiyun more than any punch could. Their strongest full-power strike, everything they had poured into it, had only resulted in a mere scratch. What he still didn't realize was that Su Hong hadn't even begun to fight seriously. Nevertheless, he refused to back down, unleashing his red energy and shouting at Aohai to continue the assault. But before they could react, Su Hong swiftly closed the distance, ensnaring Tang Guiyun with a telekinetic bind. Trapped and vulnerable, he took the full force of Palm Thunder at point-blank range, sending him hurtling across the field. Without hesitation, our protagonist turned to the last one standing. Aohai quickly erected a spiritual barrier, but as Su Hong's fists connected, he calmly noted that their spiritual energies were roughly equal. The real issue lay elsewhere. Su Hong's physical strength was on an entirely different level, and the barrier shattered like glass, leaving Aohai crushed beneath the debris. Moments later, both elite Tier 3 geniuses lay unconscious on the grass. Unable to contain herself, Gulei exclaimed that anyone with such strength was undoubtedly worthy of being the man her big sister had her sights set on. Gu Huanhuan quickly dismissed her sister's comments, urging her to stop talking nonsense. But Gulei simply grinned, pointing to the black stockings she had chosen for the day, playfully linking them to Su Hong's rather embarrassing game username. The nearby students caught wind of the commotion, and in an instant, the pieces fell into place. Su Hong was the renowned #1 player, and Gu Han had dressed up just for him. Enraged, she sprinted after the gossipers, determined to silence them, but they scattered, laughing, as they claimed that only someone guilty would react so defensively. To make matters worse, Gu Lei shouted across the field that Su Hong had clearly chosen that username because he already had a crush on her sister. After that, the rumor spread like wildfire. The entire crowd became convinced that the two top geniuses were secretly involved. When they both vehemently denied it, no one paid attention. Their simultaneous anger only reinforced the belief that they were a perfect match. Driven to their breaking point, the two unleashed their auras and charged straight into the crowd. The students erupted into playful chaos, jokingly urging each other to come face the wrath of the notorious husband and wife duo. In response, Gu Huanhuan unleashed a massive fiery explosion, sending the teasing students soaring through the air, pleading for mercy from their new sister-in-law. Meanwhile, Gu Li, realizing her role in the mayhem, attempted to feign innocence, but her efforts fell flat. Both of them turned on her, and she sprinted for her life. Yet, even in her flight, she couldn't help but remark that they truly looked like a perfect couple. This earned her two furious voices shouting for her to shut up. Moments later, the chaos subsided. With fresh lumps forming on her head, Gulei found herself hoisted by the scruff of her neck in front of the bruised crowd. Reluctantly, she was forced to apologize, confessing that she had fabricated the entire story and that there was nothing between Su Hong and her sister. The students listened intently, but not a single one believed the words being spoken. To them, a cover-up this desperate could only mean one thing. The romance was genuine. Observing their reactions, Suang turned to a visibly shaken Gula and bluntly informed her that her confession had achieved nothing. Words were futile in this situation, so he and Guanhuan decided on a more direct approach. Channeling their intimidating auras, they declared their intention to beat everyone into silence until gossip became a thing of the past, and they were dead serious about it. Explosions ripped through the residential area as students fled in terror, calling for the principal to save them. Hours later, in the principal's office, Li Chengdao listened intently to the damage report, his body precariously balanced on a single iron nail held between his teeth. Director Wang Yang read out the grim statistics. The chaos had culminated in the seizure of 10 luxury villas, 80 townhouses, and over 300 private rooms. Instead of reacting with anger, Principal Li chuckled, viewing the situation as a valuable lesson for the pampered students who would now have the unique experience of sleeping in tents. However, Wang Yang nervously introduced a twist. Su Hong had already begun renting out the stolen dorms back to their rightful owners at outrageous prices, raking in over 10 million in just one night. The principal laughed even harder, commending the boy's keen business acumen, while Wang Yang could only sweat nervously, realizing that his boss had completely overlooked the moral implications of the situation. Shifting the conversation, Li Chengdao inquired about the Gu sisters. It turned out that Gulei was tied up like a mummy, suspended from the ceiling of Via #1. Meanwhile, in the front yard, Gu Huan was engaged in an intense weapon duel with Su Hong. The principal acknowledged that while the older sister was exceptionally skilled, Su Hong was operating on an entirely different level. He asked how many strikes she could truly withstand if both fighters went all out. Wang Yang remembered their virtual match, recalling how Su Hong had claimed victory after just the first 10 moves. Li Chengdao then smiled and posed the question. Did he really believe Su Hong had unleashed his full power that day? In that instant, the director finally grasped what everyone else had overlooked. The monster of the freshman class had never fought seriously, until now. Principal Lee finally revealed his hand. He had orchestrated this real-world duel to witness the boy's true power. In the residential courtyard, battered students huddled together, eager to witness the clash between the academy's top two freshmen. Even Gu Li, still tied up and dangling from a balcony, cheered for her big sister with all her might. Gu Huanwan acknowledged her position as the weaker fighter, but her curiosity burned brighter than her doubts. She wanted to measure the true extent of their disparity, so she challenged him to fight with his absolute full strength. Igniting her aura, she launched into a fiery sword dance and charged forward. Su Hong, amused by her determination, agreed to her request. Golden lightning crackled around his spear as he grinned, warning her that he fully intended to emerge victorious. The moment he did, her lavish #2 villa would be up for grabs to the highest bidder.